And we welcome you to the Gainbridge Fieldhouse here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am Vinny from VW Productions, and we have an NBA2K26 Productions presents the 2025-2026 NBA season playthrough here. The calendar date is Monday, November 8th, 2025, and we have an interconference matchup between the Sacramento Kings and the Indiana Pacers. You see the Pacers at 10 and 13. Sitting in that play-in spot currently right now, where the Kings are 7 and 16 and are 13th in the West. You see the starting lineups here for the visiting Kings. At the guards, you got Schroeder, Levine. At the forward positions, DeRozan, Keegan Murray, and it's Domantas Sabonis at center, the former Indiana Pacer. And for the Pacers at guard, you have McConnell, Nembhard. At the forward position, Nesmith, Siakam, and Isaiah Jackson at center, as you see the Pacers winning the tip here as we are underway here in Indianapolis. McConnell back to Isaiah Jackson, and Isaiah Jackson quickly puts the Pacers on the board. I gotta tell you, Schroeder is in the lineup in this one, as the Kings are wearing their City Connect jerseys. I kind of liked those the other night. They looked good in them, except for the actual result of the game. The jerseys are cool, but the result of the game itself sucked, as they lost to the Atlanta Hawks at home in that game the other night, 133-100. And you see Levine with it. Get back over to Keegan Murray, to Dennis Schroeder. But you see Sabonis, the former Pacer. There's the three-point attempt. That is off the iron. Siakam grabbing the rebound as we're 1 minute into the game. And it's Siakam with the layup, and that is good, and it's quickly 4-0. Both teams are only scheduled once in their schedule block number 2. These will be both teams. I believe it's the only appearance by either team in schedule block number 2. For the Kings, we may not see them the rest of the season and watch games unless it's going to be for a spoiler game or a clinching game for a team in position. As there's a miss there, no good. Siakam with the rebound. The Pacers, we should expect to see it. Especially if they still stick around in the play-in position. And of course, the Eastern Conference not strong. They could go on a streak and get back into the actual playoff. You see Siakam with the rebound. 6 straight points for the Pacers to start off the game. Keegan Murray here as we're over 2 minutes into the game to Zach LaVine. He, Sabonis, and Malik Monk, I believe, are on the trading block for the Kings. Here you see Zach LaVine averaging 19.5 this season for the Kings. He puts the Kings on the board. Nembhard for 3. Keegan Murray will get the easy rebound off the miss. And Dennis Schroeder, unplayable in this, has been unplayable for the Kings in real life. However, this roster update, I do not believe had Russell Westbrook on the Kings. Schroeder for 3, that is off, and that will be off the Pacers, so the Kings will retain possession. The Kings lost their only watched game appearance, 119-115 against the Hawks, at which those two teams actually played the actual game just a few nights ago at the time of this recording, and let's say the Kings played better in the watch game than they did in the actual game. And the Pacers won their only appearance, in the back-and-forth game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. See Isaiah Jackson, he has 4. And the Pacers are back on top by 6. I said the Pacers are without Tyrese Halliburton, as he tore his ACL his Achilles during the NBA Finals. Sabonis coming around, and Duncan Domas will get his first 2 points of the game. Domas actually came to the Kings in 2022 at the trade deadline in exchange for Tyrese Halliburton. Sabonis actually was a big part of the Kings ending their playoff drought back in 2023, as you see Sabonis will get the rebound here. Their only playoff appearance in 19 seasons, and there is a violation at the goal and out of bounds here, and the Pacers will get the ball again here. Over 4 minutes into this game, it's 8-4 Pacers on top. And things are not going well for the Kings in real life this season. It is expected to be a down year for them. And just a few days ago, GM Scott Perry and Doug Christie both announced that this was going to be a full rebuild, so we expect a lot of players. I know Keegan Murray in actual real life is still out with an injury he suffered during the preseason. Nembhard for three. That is off the iron. Neesmith for three. He drains it. It's a 7-point lead for the Pacers. That is their largest of the game. As we see Zach LaVine with it. Coming around. Back over to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder is coming around with three to shoot. Passing it back over to LaVine. LaVine for three. He drains it. Zach LaVine with 5 points in this game. See, the Pacers are 10 and 13 in this season, but let me tell you, in real life, as you see, there is an illegal screen against Isaiah Jackson. That's his first personal foul. As we have some substitutions coming in, Malik Monk coming in for the Kings for Dennis Schroeder. I believe that is the only substitution by either team right now. DeMar DeRozan with it, with the Kings trailing. They see DeRozan for three. That is off the iron. Sabonis thought he had the rebound for a second, but that's going to go to Siakam. Siakam over to McConnell. McConnell for three. That is off the iron. DeRozan will have the rebound there. 11-7 Pacers on top right now early on. Pass it over to Sabonis and Duncan Domas with the slam dunk. You see he's averaging 17.6 points a season so far. The lead is only down to 2. I said the Kings were struggling this season. They losers of 4 in a row. But you know the Pacers, they're really missing Tyrese Halliburton right now in real life. They're 1-11 at the time of this recording here. Sabonis loses it. That is a jump ball. Neesmith and Sabonis will go for the jump. 5:47 to play in the first. 11-9. And Siakam will control the tip there. McConnell, jump shot. That's good. Pacers back on top by 4. 5.5 to play in the first quarter. It's 13-9. As we see Zach LaVine for three. He drains it. That's LaVine's second three of the first quarter. It's a 1-point game. He has 8 in this game. Nembhard passing back over to Siakam. 11 on the shot clock to Nembhard. Coming around, getting the screen. Nembhard passes up the three, but Neesmith will get the 3-point. That is no good. Sabonis will get the rebound. As you see DeRozan with it. DeMar DeRozan coming around. Passing back over to Malik Monk. Monk for three. That is off the iron. And then Neesmith will get it. He almost went out of bounds there. Neesmith coming around. Neesmith with a jump shot. He drains it. Kings shooting 5 of 12. Pacers make that 6 of 13 now. And the Pacers shooting 7 of 14. Slam dunk by Keegan Murray. And we're going to get a timeout here. The first timeout of the game. 4:26 to play. We're going to keep it at this timeout because it's time for me. If you are new to this channel and never seen it, I am VW Productions. I do sports video games. You are currently watching a project I'm doing for NBA2K26, and that is the 2025-2026 season playthrough. Right now, we're in the calendar date of November 8th, 2025, and we play one game for every 2 to 3 calendar days. I go through, play the game, go through the scores, stats. I say stats for the game, then go through the scores of every day of the game, of those calendar days of the games that we don't play. And then I go through injury report or any other news and notes, such as like any trades that have taken place. That's what I go through there. I also do College Football 26 content. And at the time this game is released, we are actually done with week 12 of the college football season, but week 11 of the NFL will be starting within a couple hours after this video gets released. So I will not know which games I'll be doing for week 13 of the college football simulations for like the 3 games I'll be choosing for there. And then also I do a 28-team college football playoff that I'm going to be doing the project for that. I'll have, as you see here, back out of the timeout here, Nimhard with it. Nimhard for 3. He drains it. Andrew Nimhard had 19.6 rebounds in their last game against the Bulls in a loss. But the Pacers are back up by 4. Malik Monk back over to Keegan Murray, who's again out. As you see Sabonis with the layup. I believe that's 6 points for Sabonis in this game so far in this first quarter. It's a 2-point game. But no, going back to my college football playoff that I do for my 28 teams is every Wednesday after the college football playoff standings come out, rankings come out on Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon around noon Eastern, I will have a projection video for my 2018 playoff. You'll know the whole process of what I do. As you see Keon Ellis out for the Kings. Back over to Sabonis. Domas coming around. He's got to get that shot up. That is off the iron, and Jackson will get the rebound for the Pacers. And Sabonis with the steal. I thought he should not have passed it. Monk coming around. Malik Monk. Back over to Murray. Murray for 3. He drains it, and Keegan Murray puts the Kings on top for the first time. As I said, Murray's still out with an injury in real life. He did get a big contract extension, though, during the offseason. But right now, I'm not even sure if Murray, and you see Siakam for 3. That is off the iron. Malik Monk will get the rebound. Back over to Keon Ellis. Off the bench to DeMar DeRozan. Sabonis coming around. Sabonis wants to try to put the lead extended, but he passes it to DeRozan. DeRozan shoots it no good. I don't get NBA 2K. I mean, that's a shot I think Sabonis would have taken in real life. I see Neesmith for 3. He drains it, and the Pacers are back on top, and timeout for the Kings. 1:55 to play. It's 21-19 Indiana. We're going to take a break. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here. 1:55 to play in the first. The Pacers are on top, 21-19. As the Kings will inbound it coming out of timeout. Drew Eubanks into the game for the first time for the Kings. See Malik Monk with it. Over to Sarge. Zach LaVine has it for the Kings. He has 8 points in this game so far for the Kings. LaVine with under 5 to shoot. Layup. That is good, and LaVine has 10 on 4 of 5 shooting. So we're under a minute and a half to play here in the first. 21 all. Obi Toppin into the game now. Z Shepard with it. Huff has it now. Mathurin for 3. He drains it. And the Pacers are back on top by 3. LaVine coming through. LaVine, there's the shot. That is no good. Mathurin with the rebound. Under a minute to play in the first. Jones into the game now. Mathurin for 3 again. That is off the iron, and you see Eubanks will get the rebound there. Malik Monk for the Kings. That's 7-16 in the season playthrough. LaVine coming around. He misses that slam dunk. Shepard will get the rebound there for the Pacers. You got to have that layup. Jones back over to Mathurin. Mathurin coming anew. Back over to Toppin. Obi Toppin for 3. He drains it. It's a 6-point lead for the Pacers. They led by as many as 7. 8 on the shot. Actually, shot clock is turned off. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's almost the end of the quarter. Ellis for 3. He drains it with 0.7 to play in the first. Huff will inbound it to Jones, and that will do it. We are at the end of the first quarter. The Pacers leading the Kings 27-24. We will be back to start the second quarter here. You are watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. All right, we are back here in Indianapolis here. The Pacers up by 3 to start, as you see Eubanks inbounding it to Ellis to start the second quarter. Levine, jump shot, no good. Huff with the rebound. Shepard has it. Back over to Mathurin. Mathurin passes it over to Jackson. Quentin Jackson for 3. That is off as Dario Saric will get the rebound there. Ellis, Monk, Eubanks, Levine, and Sarge on the court for the, as you see, Keon Ellis for 3, and we tie the game. We are tied again. A little bit of back and forth action so far in the early part of the first half here. Quentin Jackson back over to Mathurin. Mathurin coming through. He hit a big couple threes there, and he has a bucket of himself as the Pacers are back on top. Benedict Mathurin averaging 18.3 points off the bench this season. I see Sarge with it, pass over to Ellis, back over to Levine. Levine had a 10-point first quarter. Levine coming around, layup, good. We are tied again. That's 12 points for him. Kings at 12 of 24, and the Pacers 12 of 23. Huff makes that 13 of 24, actually. And he put, with that slam dunk, puts the Pacers back on top by 2. Keon Ellis back over to Zach Levine. Levine over to Ellis. Ellis for 3. Almost drained his third triple of the game, but Mathurin has the rebound for the Pacers here as we're approaching 2 minutes into the second quarter. Quentin Jackson has it for the Pacers. Mathurin holding on to it. Mathurin coming through. He'll get the bucket there. That's 10 points for him in this game. See the Pacers now shooting 14 of 25 here. We have a timeout by the Kings. 9:43 to play in the second quarter. Pacers up 33-29. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here in Indianapolis here. The Pacers leading by 4 here. We look at three-point percentages this season. We see Malik Monk at 47.7. He's actually in the running to be part of the three-point contest coming up and the All-Star game. The question is, will he be in a Kings uniform when it happens, though? Saric has it for the Kings as he took it off the inboard as Dennis Schroeder back into the game. As I said, I don't think this had the I see Levine had 26 points in their win against the Miami Heat in their last game. I don't think this has Russell Westbrook in the roster updates that I downloaded before I started this here. You see, there's a 3-point. That is up, no good. Levine with the rebound. Zach Levine coming through, back over to Monk. Malik Monk for 3. He drains it. It's a 1-point game. McConnell has it for the Pacers now. Back over, I think that's Mathurin. Mathurin has 10 points already. There's a jump shot. That's good. Mathurin 12 points in this game off the bench. And the lead is back up to 3. The Kings have only had, I think, a couple occasions where they had a 1-point lead in that first quarter. You see Levine with the bucket. I believe that is 14 for him in this game. Toppin passes back over to McConnell, back over to Siakam. As we're approaching 4 minutes into the second quarter, I should say. 8 to shoot. Siakam with it. 4 on the shot clock. Mathurin for 3. That is off the iron. Dario Saric grabbing the rebound there. Malik Monk coming over to. Back over to Dennis Schroeder. Back to Malik Monk. Over to Dario Saric. Sarge with it. 4 to shoot. Levine for 3. He drains it, and the Kings are back on top. He had 10 points in that first quarter. He has 7 in the second quarter. He has 17 in total. And the Kings have their largest lead of the game with 2. Toppin misses that. Zach Levine back there with the rebound. Back over here. Eubanks has it now for the Kings. The former Oregon State Beaver. Levine coming through. Passing it back over to Schroeder. Schroeder for 3. That is off the iron. Neesmith will get the rebound for the Pacers. Neesmith coming around. Over to Mathurin. Mathurin for 3. He drains it. That's 15 for him. And the Pacers are back on top by 1. Schroeder coming around with it. Back over to Malik Monk. Monk. Back over to Dario Sarge. Over the 9 seconds to shoot on the clock. Schroeder for 3. That is off the iron. Obi Toppin will get the rebound there. Mathurin has it now. Mathurin has been on fire coming off the bench for the Pacers. Mathurin, once again, 8 to shoot. Passing it over to McConnell. 5 on the shot clock. McConnell back to Mathurin. Mathurin for 3. He drains it again. Surprise, surprise. Actually, no, he has 15 in this game. Who had those 15 in this game? He has 12 in this quarter. I thought he had more than that. Never mind. Levine passes up the opportunity, but either way, Mathurin's been on fire off the bench. You see Schroeder with it. Schroeder for 3. He drains it. Dennis Schroeder, I believe that's his first points of the game, and it's back to a 1-point lead for the Pacers. And Pacers will call a timeout here. 5:23 to play in the second. It's 41-40, Pacers on top. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. And we are back here in Indianapolis. It is 41-40. The Kings on top. Or no, the Pacers on top. What am I talking about? It has been that back and forth of a game so far here in the first half. Kings hanging in there against the Pacers. Siakam finding back over to Neesmith. Neesmith back to Nembhard. Nembhard for 3. That is off the iron. Sabonis getting the rebound. Dennis Schroeder has it. Back over to DeRozan. DeRozan with the layup. That is good. DeMar DeRozan puts the Kings back on top by 1. Dennis Schroeder will hit the assist there. Benedict and Mathurin. Back over to Siakam. I know I was looking at Mathurin there. Looking at that score ticker over there. That's why I said Mathurin. You see DeRozan, though, has it. That's no good. Siakam grabbing the rebound. McConnell with it. Coming through. McConnell is going to be fouled by Dennis Schroeder as... Yes, Schroeder called for the foul there as McConnell's going to go to the line shooting 2 with 4:31 to play in the second. A chance for him to put the Pacers back on top. I think these are the first set of free throws being shot by either team in this game. McConnell sinks the first, and we are tied again. It has been a very back and forth first half so far. Pacers, as I said, led by as many as 7. Kings have only had their largest lead at 2. And the Pacers back on top. See Dennis Schroeder bounce it over to Sabonis. Sabonis, the former Pacer, puts the Kings back on top. Kings up by 1 again. Sound like a little bit of an auctioneer right now with just how back and forth this game has gone so far. Neesmith back to Isaiah Jackson back into the game. Siakam for 3. That is too strong. Sabonis will get the rebound. Can the Kings go on top for the largest lead? Monk, layup, and that is their largest lead of the game. 3 points. 7 lead changes, 3 ties so far. Largest lead of the game was the Pacers with 7 early in that first quarter, and we have another illegal screen. I think that's the second called against Isaiah Jackson. I see the Pacers' upcoming schedule at the Wizards, home to the 76ers and the Knicks, and then on the road at the Pelicans. That is their next 4 games. And remember, we do not have the NBA Cup in this season playthrough. See Keon Ellis with a triple attempt, no good. 46-43, the Kings on top with under 3.5 to play here. McConnell back over to Nesmith. Pascal Siakam had 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists in their last game, a loss against the Bulls. And there's a triple there, and we are tied again for the Pacers. You see Schroeder back over to DeRozan. Coming through here, DeRozan. Back over to Monk. Monk for 3. That is off the iron, and Isaiah Jackson will get the 3. Nesmith with it. Back over to Siakam. Siakam. Buckets up. Good, and the Pacers are back on top. 2-point lead for the Pacers as we are down to the final 2.5 minutes until halftime. Monk back over to Schroeder. Schroeder back to Sabonis. Sabonis to Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis hits another triple. And the Kings are back on top by 1. 2:10 to play here in the second quarter. Isaiah Jackson back over to Andrew Nimard, who hit the 3 earlier. And there's a foul right there. And I believe that is Isaiah Jackson going to the line as Domantas Sabonis called for that shooting foul. So Jackson going to the line to try to put the Pacers back on top.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
See Jackson there, and he hits that first one. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, please do hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like as well, and comment on this video. Very much appreciated if you do. It helps the algorithm of this channel here. As you see, Jackson will sink them both, and the Pacers back on top by 1. As we are approaching the final 2 minutes of the first half, I should say. I almost said first quarter. Gosh. Levine. Coming through, Levine for 3. He misses that one. Isaiah Jackson with the rebound. Pacers out, rebounding the Kings 21-16. And there's a slam dunk right there. I believe that is Siakam there. It's a 3-point lead for the Pacers again. Levine has it for the Kings. 15 to shoot. Schroeder passing it back over to Murray. Keegan Murray, as I said, is out in real life, but Levine, he will tie this game. I believe that's 20 points for him for the Kings. We are tied at 52. Coming up for Siakam from the free throw line. He drains it, and the Pacers are back on top by 2. Pascal Siakam with 10 points and 7 rebounds. Back over to Domas. Back over to Levine. Levine for 3. He hits another triple. And the Kings are back on top by 1 with 45 seconds to play. Kings are 11 of 25 from 3. The Pacers 8 of 22. It is raining threes in this game. McConnell coming around. McConnell with the layup. That is good, and the Pacers are back on top by 1. As I said, the shot clock is on as we're under 20 seconds in the game clock, but the shot clock is at 10. There's a shot up there, no good. McConnell with the rebound here. Shot clock turned off. They could hold on for the last shot of the quarter. McConnell back over to Siakam. Siakam will do strong rim. Murray with the rebound, and that will do it. We are heading to halftime in this highly contested contest. The Pacers leading the Kings 56-55. We'll be back as you're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. We are going to take it to halftime. You just sit and watch that halftime report because I don't want to talk for a few minutes. Welcome back here. We are at the second half, getting ready to start the second half, I should say, for the Sacramento Kings and the Indiana Pacers. You see Zach LaVine highlights. I believe he has 23 points in that first half. Definitely has led the charge. Definitely the reason why the Kings are within one. Speaking of LaVine, he takes the inbound from Keegan Murray. LaVine coming around. LaVine with the layup. That is good, and the Kings are on top by one. McConnell, Nembhard, Jackson, Neesmith, and Siakam. I believe the starting five for both teams are out on the court to start the third quarter. Siakam back over to McConnell. McConnell back to Siakam. Siakam for three. He drains it, and the Pacers are back on top by two. Siakam had 10 in that first half. He has three. Add that three now, and he has 13 total. Over 40 seconds into the third quarter. 59-57 Pacers on top. Zach LaVine coming through. He has 25 points. LaVine, jumper. Off the iron, too strong. Jackson will get the rebound. Isaiah Jackson, as I said, as we're 1 minute into the third quarter. Jackson with the slam dunk. And the Pacers are on top by four again. They led by as many as 7, as I said, in that first quarter. The defending Eastern Conference champions not off to a good start in the season playthrough, but they are a lot worse in real life. You see DeMar DeRozan for three. Naismith gets called for the foul, and an opportunity for a 4-point play for DeMar DeRozan to tie this game up again. You cannot make this, you cannot script this first 25 plus minutes of the game. DeRozan will sink it. And we are tied again. And see Andrew Nembhard. Back over to McConnell, back to Siakam. Tied at 61. Siakam for three. He drains it, and the Pacers are back on top by 3. Back over to Keegan Murray. Murray back to LaVine. LaVine passes up the three-point opportunity back to DeMar DeRozan. 5 on the shot clock. DeRozan gets a shot up. That is good. DeMar DeRozan, 6 points in his last 2 trips down the court. 64-63. Pacers still on top here. Neesmith has it. There's a 3. That is off the iron. It's a bonus with the rebound. Over to DeRozan. DeRozan with the slam dunk. That is 8 points in 3 trips down the court for him. And the Kings are back on top. Pacers will call a timeout. 9:21 to play in the third. 65-64, Kings on top. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here. We look at the small forward free throw percentages in the last 30 days. See DeMar DeRozan, 96.1 in the last month, third in the league for small forwards. As we had 9:21 to play in the third quarter here. It's a 1-point Kings lead. As I said, still back and forth. See Siakam over to TJ McConnell. 13 on the shot clock. Back over to Nesmith. Back over to Siakam. Siakam for three. That is too strong. Sabonis with the rebound. DeMar DeRozan with it. DeRozan back over to Dennis Schroeder. Back to DeRozan. Levine for three. He nails that three. He has 28 in this game, and the Kings for the first time lead by 2 possessions. You see Nembhard coming around. Nembhard with the layup, and that is too strong, but Isaiah Jackson gets the rebound. McConnell coming through. McConnell back over. There's a three-point. Nesmith with the three, and it's a 1-point Kings lead again. As I said, the Pacers were up by as many as 7, I believe, in that first quarter. That's the largest. Kings had their largest lead just a second ago at 4. But other than that, it's been back and forth. I see Levine will miss the shot, but Domantas Sabonis will get the offensive rebound and a slam dunk. And the Kings lead back up by 3. Over 4 minutes into the third quarter, Siakam misses it. Levine has it for the Kings. Back over to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder to DeRozan. Levine with a jump shot. That is off the iron, but Sabonis gets the offensive rebound. Keegan Murray for 3. That is off the iron. Nesmith will get the rebound. Pacers going the other way. Back over to TJ McConnell. McConnell, shot is up. No good. Sabonis getting the rebound. Schroeder, big pass to Levine. Levine coming around. Levine with a dunk. It's a 5-point Kings lead, and Levine has 30 in this game. Andrew Nembhard has it for the Pacers. Back over to Pascal Siakam. 4 on the shot clock. Siakam coming through, and that will be in. Siakam now has 18 points in this game. It's a 3-point lead for the Pacers. Or for the Kings, I should say. See DeRozan back over to Levine. Levine for 3. That is off the iron. TJ McConnell has it for the Pacers, passing it over to Aaron Nembhard. Back over to Jay Jackson. Jackson with the slam dunk. And the Pacers are now within 1 here as we're approaching halfway through the third quarter. Back over to Zach Levine. Levine coming around. Has 30 points in this game already. And we're only halfway through the third quarter. DeRozan had a very strong beginning of the third quarter. DeRozan, that shot is up, but Sabonis will grab the offensive rebound. Levine for 3. That is off the iron, and Jackson will get the rebound for the Pacers. Back over to McConnell. McConnell to Siakam. Back over to Nembhard. To McConnell. As we have 5.5 to play in the third. McConnell coming around. Over to Nesmith. Nesmith, that is off the iron. Sabonis will get the rebound. That was a golden opportunity to retake the lead for the Pacers. DeRozan getting a little screen there for a second. We give it over to Sabonis, and Sabonis with a slam dunk. And Sabonis with 12 points, all of them in the paint. Timeout, Pacers. 74-71, Kings on top. 5:09 to play in the third. We'll take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we're back here in Indianapolis, where the Kings are on top by 3 with 5:09 to play in the third. As we see, Obi Toppin's going to come into the game for the Pacers here. TJ McConnell will take the inbound from Nesmith. It's the Obi Toppin. Over to Neesmith. Neesmith for three. That is off the iron. Isaiah Jackson will get it again. Keeps possession here. 10 on the shot clock again for the new set of possession here. Nembhard for three. Nembhard misses it, but Jackson has it for McConnell now, has it. TJ McConnell coming around. 7 on the shot clock. Back over to Isaiah Jackson. He loses it, and that's going to go to the Kings. A little bit of a careless turnover there. Look at Obi Toppin off the bench, only 11.7 points a game. Kings on top by 3. Zach LaVine crossing the timeline. Back over to Murray. Back to LaVine. Over to DeRozan. DeRozan. That shot is up. That's good. And the Kings match their largest lead of the game. 76-71. 15 lead changes, 7 ties. I don't think I've seen this much of a back and forth game at all this season. Neesmith for three. He drains it, and the Pacers are only within 2. LaVine back over to DeRozan. Back over to Sabonis. Back to Monk. Monk with the layup, and the Kings are back on top by 4. Sabonis does have the assist there. Say Neesmith with it back over to Toppin. Back. Neesmith has it again. Neesmith back to Isaiah Jackson. Back to McConnell. Back to Toppin for 3. That is off the iron. Sabonis with the rebound. LaVine coming around. LaVine jumper. That is off the iron. Obi Toppin will grab the rebound here as Neesmith will have it for the Pacers. They're approaching 3 minutes of play in the third quarter. 78-74 Kings on top. Over to Toppin. Toppin for 3. He misses that one. Sabonis will get the rebound. DeRozan has it. DeMar DeRozan holding it for the Kings with 12 on the shot clock. DeRozan. Still holding on to it with 3 to shoot. Pass it over to Monk. Monk for 3. That is off the iron. Toppin with the rebound. Pacers going the other way. Neesmith with it. Over. Layup for TJ McConnell, and the Kings will call a timeout here. They lead by 2 with 2:21 to play in the third, and we will take a timeout as well. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here in Indianapolis, a 2-point game. The Kings are on top by 2. 2:21 to play in the third quarter. It has been a back-and-forth game. As I said, the Kings led by as many as 5. The Pacers had a lead as large as 7. It seems like no team wants to pull away in this game because when they think they do, the other team fights back. You see DeRozan. Layup. That is off the iron. Too strong. Toppin with the rebound. Mathurin back into the game now. He has 15 in this game. I thought he had 18 at one point. There's a 3 by Toppin. That is too strong. Sabonis with the rebound. Keon Ellis with it. Has 3 triples in this game. You see DeRozan almost had a clear lane for a second. He will this time. He gets the layup, and the Kings are back on top by 4. DeMar DeRozan with 14 points in this game. How many of those have came in the... I see that is off the rim, no good. From that 3-point attempt, you see Sabonis with the rebound. Back over to DeRozan. DeRozan. There's the 16 for him. But let's say DeMar DeRozan's third quarter has been jump start from getting fouled on that 3-point attempt early on. They see Mathurin back over to Huff. Huff with the slam dunk. It's a 4-point game again. Under a minute to play in the third. The Pacers are shooting 50% at 31 of 62. The Kings 34 of 65. They are a little over 50%. Ellis for 3. He drains that. Yeah, that is a 3. I think that's the 4th 3-pointer for Keon Ellis. And now the Kings enjoy their largest lead, up by 7. Largest lead by either team. Mathurin coming around. Mathurin to Toppin. Toppin with the bucket. That is good. And the Pacers within 5 here, under 30 seconds to play. Look at it here now. DeMar DeRozan back over to Levine. Levine, and that is a 3-second violation called against the Kings. Substitutions being made by both teams. Schroeder coming back into the game. Sarge coming back in. DeRozan and Ellis going to take a breather for the rest of the third quarter. Could be even starting the fourth quarter on the bench. Siakam over to Mathurin. Mathurin back to Shepard. Shepard for 3. That is off the iron. Sabonis with the rebound. And that will do it. We are at the end of the third quarter. And the Sacramento Kings are on top 85-80. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. Right after this, you're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. Here to start the fourth quarter in Indianapolis here. The Kings up by 5 here. They led by as many as 7. Both teams had as lead as many as 7 points in this game. You see Shepard. Huff. Mathurin has it. Mathurin coming through. Back over to Huff. Huff to Toppin. Under 8 on the shot clock. Mathurin coming through. 2 to shoot. Mathurin. Deep 2, no good. Schroeder, Ellis, Sabonis, Monk, and Sarge on the court to start off the fourth quarter for the Kings. Monk pass it over to Dario Saric. Dario Saric had to watch out for a second as Monk gets the rebound. Back over to Ellis to Sabonis. 6 to shoot. Back over to Ellis. Ellis pass it over to Sarge. Sarge for 3. That is off the iron, but Sabonis will get the offensive rebound. 10 on the shot clock for the Kings. Schroeder for 3. That is off the iron. Siakam will get the rebound for the Pacers. Siakam, Toppin, I know, are on the court. Huff, I know, is on the court to start the fourth quarter. I see Siakam. That shot is up, no good. Dario Saric grabbing the rebound with Malik Monk. Back over to Schroeder. Schroeder back over to Ellis. Keon Ellis has hit some 3-pointers in this game. Ellis, another triple, no. Siakam with the rebound. The Kings have had no points in the last 2+ minutes. Mathurin for 3. He drains it. It's only a 2-point game. Benedict Mathurin, I believe now has 18 in this game. I thought he had 18 at the second quarter. Sabonis coming through. Passing it over to Keon Ellis. Back over to Sarge. Sarge for 3. He drains it. The big man, Dario Saric. And the Kings are back on top by 5. Over 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. And a really good game so far. Back over to Siakam. Siakam. No good. Sarge will get the rebound. Malik Monk has it. Monk over to Ellis. Keon Ellis with the bucket. That's good. Keon Ellis puts the Kings back on top by 7. Not only their largest lead of the game, but largest lead by any team. Both teams had as lead as much as 7. Monk has it. Back over to Keon Ellis. Ellis back over to Dennis Schroeder here. 12 on the shot clock. Back over to Dario Saric here. Hit a big 3-pointer, a couple trips down the court. 2 to shoot. Ellis, deep 3. That is off the iron. Obi Toppin will get the rebound here. Toppin over to Mathurin. Mathurin for 3. He drains it. Benedict Mathurin. Now I think he's at 21 points now in this game. And the Kings lead only 4. As we're approaching 3.5 into the fourth quarter. Sabonis. Domas coming around the layup. That is good. And the Kings are back on top. Looking at the field goal percentages. Kings at 52%. The Pacers at 49. Shepard giving it over to Huff. Back over to Siakam. Siakam layup. Good. It's a 4-point lead again for the Kings here as we were over 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. Malik Monk coming around. Over to Sabonis. Sabonis! That's a nice pass. That was almost stolen, but Sabonis was able to get to it. He gets a nice bucket there, and the Kings lead by 6 again. Back over to Shepherd. Shepherd passes it over to Siakam. Siakam misses that. Sarge will come down with the rebound. Kings up by 6 here. Let's see Malik Monk having it. Pass it over to Ellis. Ellis for 3. He hits another triple. I believe that's his 5th triple of the game. And the Kings have the largest lead of the game by either team. As you see a slam dunk by Obi topping there. Timeout Kings. 7:12 to play. And we're going to actually keep it on this timeout because usually I keep it on the first timeout of the fourth quarter to give you guys an announcement. But before the announcement, I do want to let you guys know that once this game ends, we are not done yet. We still have stats, we still have the post-game ticker, and we still have injury report to go through. However, the announcement is telling you guys about the next game coming out as we will head to the city of brotherly love. We stay in the Eastern Conference. We will have the Milwaukee Bucks at the Philadelphia 76ers. That should be a good one, and the calendar date will be December 11th, 2025. And remember, I do not do the NBA Cup, which that day I believe is part of the NBA Cup tournament, that single elimination part. I never understood the NBA Cup, that in-season tournament. It's garbage. That's my opinion. This is my platform. You have another opinion, that's fine, but don't put it on here about the NBA Cup. But getting back to topic, though, the 76ers in real life, the 76ers and the Bucks are often pretty decent starts in real life. But as I said, coming up on the next game will be the Bucks at the Pacers. The calendar date for that will be December 11th, 2025. I see Schroeder with it. DeMar DeRozan. Back over to Levine. Levine for 3. He drains it. I believe that's 33 for him, and the Kings are on top by 10. Their largest lead of the game. I think it's the first time either team has led by double digits. You see Nembhard coming around for Isaiah Jackson with the slam dunk. It's only an 8-point game. Jackson has 12 points, 10 of them in the paint. Zach LaVine. 17 on the shot clock for the Kings, leading by 8. LaVine for 3. He'll go to the line for 3. Nembhard called for the foul. He's going to shoot 3 since he was shooting a three-pointer. Earlier in the third quarter, DeRozan drained a 3 when fouled and was able to complete the 4-point play. So this is the second time that the Kings were fouled shooting a 3, but this time Levine's going to the line shooting 3 and not 1 to complete the 4-point play here, as Levine does at the first one. If you do enjoy watching this stuff, don't forget to hit that like, hit the subscribe button as well. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. Levine will hit the second one. Levine drains all 3. See McConnell back over to Jackson. Jackson back to Siakam, back to O'Connell here, trailing by 11 here. So we're approaching halfway through the fourth quarter. Siakam for 3. That is off to the iron. Levine will grab the rebound. Levine passing over to Monk. And there is no personal foul called against Siakam. I thought for a second that was going to be an illegal screen against the Kings. Sabonis coming back into the game. I think maybe that was Eubanks that was in the game for a while. Didn't touch the ball once. Malik Monk coming through. Back over to DeRozan. DeRozan for three. That is off the iron. Nembhard will grab the rebound. Neesmith passing it over to Siakam. Siakam! And it's only a 9-point game. 5.5 to play. Levine back over to DeRozan. Zach LaVine has 33 points in this game. Oh no, wait a minute, 36 now after shooting those free throws. I forgot about that for a second. DeRozan has it. DeRozan, jump shot, off the iron, no good. Jackson will get the rebound. McConnell has it. Nembhard back over to McConnell. McConnell for three. That is off the iron, too strong, but Isaiah Jackson will get the offensive rebound. Back to Nembhard. Nembhard to McConnell. 6 to shoot. Back over to Siakam. Siakam will not get it off in time as a shot clock violation called against the Pacers. 4.5 to play here in the fourth. Schroeder coming back in. Monk going to the bench. Levine has it for the Kings, crossing the timeline here. You see DeRozan with it. DeRozan has it. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot. There's a jump shot. That is off, no good. Isaiah Jackson with the rebound. McConnell has it for the Pacers. And there's a slam dunk by Siakam. He has 24 points in this game. It's a 7-point lead now for the Kings. Pacers trying to get back into this game. Plenty of time for them to do it. You see DeRozan passes it over to Sabonis. Back over to Schroeder, over to DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan with 5 to shoot. DeRozan coming around. He'll get the bucket. The Kings are back on top by 9. Led by as many as 11 in this game. Over to Neesmith. Neesmith finding Siakam. Siakam for three. That is off the iron. Strong. Levine will get the rebound. 3:10 to play here in the fourth. Back over to Schroeder. Schroeder to Levine. Levine for three. He drains it. Zach LaVine with 39 points. And the Kings are back on top, on top by 12. I believe that is their largest of the game. And the Pacers will call a timeout. 2:54 to play in the fourth. The Kings leading at 108-96. We're going to take a timeout. You are watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. And we are back. Final 2:54 to play here in the fourth quarter. 108-96. The Kings on top. It was a back and forth game for the most part up until the latter stages of the fourth quarter, or third quarter, I should say. And we still can see some drama here. Nembhard back over to McConnell. Passing back over to Nembhard. 12 on the shot clock. Siakam has it for the Pacers. Coming around, Siakam. McConnell for three. That is off the iron. Sabonis will come down with the rebound. Schroeder to Levine. Levine coming around with it. He has 39 points in this game. 10 to shoot. Levine. Bucket there is good. I believe he's now at 41 points. I could be off. We're definitely going to know by after this game when we go through the statistics for each team. Siakam coming around. Siakam for three. That is off the iron. Sabonis will grab the rebound. DeRozan has it for the Kings. Under 2 minutes to play here. 110-96. Levine coming around. Back over to Schroeder. Schroeder for three. He drains it. It's a 17-point lead for the Kings. 1:40 to play. Jackson with it, batted over to Nembhard. Nembhard with the dunk. Or is that like a light layup close to a dunk? I don't know. Either way, the lead's only 15 for the Kings again. Schroeder coming through, back over to Murray to Levine. Levine back to DeRozan. Back over to Schroeder. Schroeder to Levine. Levine for three. He drains it! Zach LaVine puts the Kings on top by 18. I think now it's almost academic. Siakam. At least the Pacers will be in triple digits in this game. He has 26 points in this game for the Pacers tonight. 26 points, 18 of them in the paint in this game. Back over to Sabonis with the slam dunk. Duncan Domas, 2 more points for him. It's an 18-point lead for the Kings again. We're waiting for who is going to pull away in this game, and it looks like Sacramento's going to pull away with this game. Siakam over to Nesmith. Back over to McConnell. 2 to shoot. McConnell for 3. That is off the iron. Shot clock still going. Dennis Schroeder with it. Best thing to do is to probably miss and then get the offensive rebound, which sets the shot clock off. Levine misses it. There's a shot. Keegan Murray with the 3. 21-point win. And the beam is going to be lit in downtown Sacramento. The Sacramento Kings, with a strong second half, strong fourth quarter, takes a close game and they run away with it, winning 121-100. The Kings will now move to 8-16 on the season. The Pacers fall to 10-14 on this season playthrough. We are not done yet. We saw the player of the game and then going through the stats, as well as the post-game ticker and injury report. It is now time to look at the statistics. We start off with the home team, the Indiana Pacers. Pascal Siakam led the Pacers with 26 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Benedict Mathurin, 21 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Aaron Nesmith, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. We have Isaiah Jackson, 12 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, the only player with a double-double for the Pacers. TJ McConnell, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 9 assists. Andrew Nembhard had 8 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists. For Obi Toppin, he had 7 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Jay Huff, 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Ben Shepherd only had 1 rebound and an assist. Quentin Jackson only had 1 assist in the game. Cam Jones, no stats. James Wiseman, Johnny Furpey, Jarris Walker, and Tony Bradley did not play in this game. And now for the Sacramento Kings, the victorious Sacramento Kings. Zach LaVine, 44 points in this effort, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. DeMar DeRozan at 18 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Had a very strong third quarter, as I said, spark plugged by him with that rare 4-point play, where he was fouled after draining a 3 and then shooting that free throw. Domantas Sabonis, 18 points, 21 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. He had the only double-double for the Kings, and he almost had a 20-20 game. Keon Ellis, 17 points, 1 assist. Keegan Murray, only 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Malik Monk off the bench only had 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists. Dennis Schroeder, 6 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. Dario Saric, 3 points on 5 rebounds and 1 assist. Drew Eubanks only had 1 rebound in his time of play. And then we had Maxime Renaud, Daquan Plowden, Doug McDermott, Nick Clifford, Devin Carter, Isaac Jones, who actually got waived in real life by the Kings not too long ago for Precious Achua. Those 6 did not play for the Kings in this game, and those are your statistics for this game. It's now time for the post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports, and we're going to have a pretty light post-game ticker, 8 games combined in 3 days. We start off with Monday, December 8th, 2025, the game that you just watched. The Kings, with a strong, especially that strong fourth quarter, defeat the Pacers 121-100. The Timberwolves improved to a league best 22-2. They defeat the Suns 144-124. And the Spurs over the Pelicans in overtime 148-141. To Wednesday, December 10, 2025, as there were no games played on December 9th on this calendar. So now we head to Brooklyn, where the Wizards defeat the Nets 110-105. The Pistons 135, the Hornets 131 in Charlotte. The Warriors fall to the Thunder 111-98. The Heat go into Toronto and defeat the Raptors 124-107. And the Celtics 136-119 winners over the Orlando Magic around the house of the Evil Mouse. And that is it for your post-game ticker. And my friend RJL Network will say, if your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. It is now time to look at the injury reports for the games played after December 10th, 2025. We start off with Tyrese Maxey still out 1 to 2 weeks for the 76ers. Nothing for the Bucks or the Bulls to report. Jared Allen is now out 4 to 6 months with a right stress fracture, leg fracture. But you see Max Struss there recovering now day to day. Boston Celtics are still without Jason Tatum for 4 to 6 months, and Jaylen Brown still out 4 to 6 weeks. Chris Paul is now under the recovering status here. He is day-to-day with his broken left finger. He could be playing pretty soon. We might actually see him coming up later on in the schedule block. Memphis, no injuries. As I said, Zachary Rissache, he is out 1 to 2 weeks with a strained right hip. As you notice, Rozier still suspended. Tyler Hero still out with another 1 to 2 weeks. He's back on the injured list, I should say. Hornets, nothing to report. Neither do the Jazz, neither do the Kings. For the Knicks, Yabusele and Robinson still out for a while. I know Yabusele's still out 4 to 6 weeks. Robinson day-to-day now. But look at Landry Shamet. He is now recovering. He's day-to-day. He's set to return pretty soon for the Knicks. The Lakers are without Rui Hachimura for 1 to 2 weeks with a sprained left knee. Jalen Suggs, as I mentioned, he is out 6 to 8 weeks. So is De Silva, is 1 to 2 weeks. Wendell Carter Jr. day-to-day. Look at this, guys. Kyrie Irving is now considered recovering with a sore left knee, they call it. It is no longer an ACL injury. It is now a sore left knee. He is day-to-day. We could possibly be seeing him at some point, depending on how the Mavericks do in a watched game. He is going to be back in the lineup, and let me see. Yeah, Dallas does have one more game in schedule block number 2. They will be part of the second to last game for schedule block number 2. So if he stays healthy, he comes back. We'll be seeing him soon. But you still see Exum, Thompson, and Lively still out. Michael Porter Jr. is now considering recovering with the pinched nerve in the back, and Terrence Mann is in the lineup for the Nets. Aaron Gordon still out 1 to 2 weeks, and Watson day-to-day. Tyrese Halliburton, we know his injury. Pelicans, nothing to report. Jaden Ivey still out 2 to 4 months. Nothing to report for the Raptors. Van Fleet still is out. Fox still out. Suns, let me see here. The Thunder, the only player on the list now is Isaiah Hartenstein. He's still out 6 to 8 weeks. Randall and DiVincenzo still out for the Timberwolves. For the Blazers, Lillard and Sharp still out. Curry still out, as well as Podziemski for the Warriors, and Cam Whitmore still out 6 to 8 weeks with the Washington Wizards. And that is your injury report for the games played after December 10th, 2025. Before we sign off, I want to remind everybody that The next game will be in Philadelphia, where the Milwaukee Bucks travel to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. The Bucks are 13-12 on the season, where the 76ers are 11-12. The calendar for this game will be Thursday, December 11th, 2025. And I think that's actually going to be a 1 p.m. game. I was looking at that thing. That's odd. A afternoon game on a Thursday. I wonder what's going on there in Philadelphia. Anybody in Philadelphia, let me know why that's an afternoon game for that 76ers game on the schedule. But I digress, though. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are new to this channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. As I said, I do college football 26 content right now, doing simulation games. Still to be determined right now at the time of this recording for the game for week 13 of the college football season. And also doing a 28-team playoff, my own 28-team playoff. Go and watch. I'll leave the video to that as we're getting ready to sign off. You can see how my criteria and how my format for that is, and you can see the projection videos. I do come out with those every Wednesday afternoon at noon Eastern for the next few weeks until December 7th, which will be on a Sunday when I do my actual selection show for my 2018 playoff. And that is going to do it there. Remind you guys, the final score, the Sacramento Kings light the beam. Strong fourth quarter, pulled away in that fourth quarter, winning 121-100 over the Indiana Pacers. I am Vinny from VW Productions, and I am signing off.